What is the Supreme Court's appellate jurisdiction? Imagine a court that doesn't hear new cases but instead reviews decisions made by other courts. That's what the Supreme Court does when it exercises its appellate jurisdiction. It is a key part of how the legal system keeps laws fair and consistent across the country. The Supreme Court's authority to review lower court decisions comes from the United States Constitution, specifically Article 3, Section 2. This section gives the court the power to hear appeals from lower federal courts and state courts when federal or constitutional issues are involved. Most of the cases the Supreme Court looks at come from appeals. When a party believes a lower court made a mistake in applying the law, they can ask the Supreme Court to review the decision. But the court does not have to accept every case. It chooses which cases to hear through a process called a writ of certiorari. This is a formal request for the court to review a case, and only a small number of petitions are granted each year. The court's appellate jurisdiction covers important issues like federal laws, constitutional rights, treaties, and disputes between states or involving ambassadors. For example, if a state court rules on a matter involving the Constitution, the losing side can appeal to the Supreme Court. Similarly, if a federal appellate court makes a decision on a federal law, that decision can be appealed to the Supreme Court. The main purpose of this jurisdiction is to make sure that laws are applied correctly across the country. It helps keep the interpretation of the Constitution uniform and maintains the supremacy of federal law. When the Supreme Court reviews a case, it looks at whether the law was correctly understood and applied in the lower courts. It does not retry the case or hear new evidence but focuses on legal questions. In courtrooms, this means the Supreme Court examines legal briefs, listens to oral arguments, and then makes a decision. Its rulings set important legal precedents that lower courts follow. This process helps keep the legal system fair and consistent. Overall, the Supreme Court's appellate jurisdiction is a vital part of the United States legal system. It acts as the final word on important legal questions, ensuring that laws are interpreted correctly and fairly across the entire country.